The manga begins with a cute parfait with a little mustached character design. The scene shifts to the two sitting across from each other in a cafe. The boy asks if he can take a photo of Jyanome-san as well. She's surprised at first, but shyly agrees. He lifts his phone and starts counting 1, 2, 3 to take the picture while she nervously holds her spoon, unsure how to pose. On the phone screen, Janome-san appears with a very intense, almost creepy expression. Sharp eyes, a dark grin, and an intimidating aura, completely different from a normal cute pose. Meanwhile, the boy is thrilled, saying, "Wow, I got such a good expression." He's excited about the shot, not realizing how scary she looks. Jyanome-san excitedly asks to see the photo, and the boy happily shows it to her, saying, "Yeah, look, this one." As she looks at it, there's a pause. Her mood suddenly shifts, shown by a dark, heavy atmosphere from behind. Then she reacts in disbelief. "Doubly, what part of this is a good expression?" Meanwhile, the boy casually adds that she has a nice face, completely missing why she's upset. The scene flashes back to earlier that day at school. Jyanome-san is walking down the hallway, seen from behind, while other students whisper about her. They say things like, "Did you see that just now?" Even her profile is scary, and confirm, "That's Class 5's Jyanome Mayumi, right?" Jyanome notices people whispering about her and turns around asking, "HM, is there something wrong?" Her intense gaze immediately scares the two students, shown dramatically as they freeze up in fear. From the side, other classmates comment, "Whoa, those two completely froze up. And so those rumors really are true." Students spread rumors about Jyanome, saying she used to lead a delinquent gang and calling her Medusa, claiming anyone who makes eye contact with her freezes. It shows an exaggerated image of her standing over defeated delinquents, reinforcing her scary reputation. In reality, she's frustrated and embarrassed, thinking, "Great, now everyone knows I used to be a delinquent." She just wants to leave that past behind and live as a normal, cute high school girl, but her reputation keeps ruining that dream. In the hallway, a boy accidentally drops his papers after bumping into someone, surprising the people around him. He's introduced as Kuwabara-kun from Class 1, a cheerful, clumsy guy. Jyanome recognizes him and thinks that he's always like this, constantly running into people and being scatterbrained. Jyanome compares herself to Kuwabara. She notes that he's gentle and well-liked by everyone, while she has sharp eyes that people avoid. From the outside, they seem like complete opposites with nothing in common, but it hints that there might be more between them. The scene returns to the cafe, mentioning that the two of them have a secret promise. A waitress brings their order, thanking them for waiting and introducing the items. When the parfait is revealed, the gentle Nyan Purin parfait, both Jyanome and Kuwabara are surprised and captivated by how cute and fancy it looks. Back in the cafe, both of them admire the parfait, amazed by how detailed and cute it is. Jyanome thinks that with something this adorable, she might finally succeed. She then gets serious and asks Kuwabara to do the usual, while he casually agrees and gets ready to start eating. Kuwabara starts eating the parfait, and he looks genuinely happy and satisfied, smiling softly as he tastes it. Jyanome watches him closely, focusing on his natural cute reaction. As he says, "Ah, so tasty," she quickly takes a photo at that exact moment. After finishing, Kuwabara asks if it helped and thanks for the food. Jyanome analyzes seriously, realizing the secret is the angle, the cream placement, and the natural way he eats, thinking this method might actually work. Encouraged, she decides to try it herself, saying this might work. Kuwabara then tells her it's her turn, and she nervously prepares, clearly anxious but determined. Kuwabara gets ready with his phone and starts taking photos of Jyanome. But when she tries to follow his example, her expression turns intense again. She ends up with a sharp, almost villain-like smirk instead of something cute. Despite her effort, she unintentionally gives off a scary vibe, once more completely missing the cute look she was aiming for. Kuwabara shows her the photo, cheerfully saying it really captures her killing intent, which sounds more like teasing than praise. Jyanome, completely defeated, collapses onto the table, realizing her training didn't go as planned. She even tears up, thinking, "This was supposed to be my training." Meanwhile, the photo on the phone shows Kuwabara smiling brightly, and he reassures her, saying she makes nice faces. Jyanome, still teary but determined, thinks to herself that she wants to be able to make gentle expressions like Kuwabara someday. Meanwhile, Kuwabara smiles warmly, still supportive. The narration explains that this is how he's helping with her training, by spending time together and letting her observe his natural expressions so she can learn from them. After leaving the cafe, Kuwabara says he'll stop by the bathroom, and Jyanome tells him she'll wait outside. While waiting alone, she sighs and thinks that today's training didn't go well either. Feeling discouraged, she wonders if she'll ever be able to make a gentle expression. Outside, Jyanome notices a situation where a girl is being harassed by two guys after bumping into them. The girl apologizes nervously, but they keep pressuring her. The girl starts tearing up and calls for help. Seeing this, Jyanome realizes, so this is what being a frail maiden is like, but also thinks it's such a cliche way to get harassed. Jyanome notices Kuwabara isn't back yet and realizes she has to handle this herself. Thinking it's wrong to ignore it, she decides to step in and help the girl. As the situation escalates and the men demand compensation, Jyanome steals herself. Then she steps forward and firmly calls out, "Hey!" Jyanome steps in front of the girl, glaring at the guys and saying, "Bullying the weak out here? How about you try me instead?" The men are taken aback while the girl behind her is shocked. Jyanome then calmly tells the girl, "It's fine, just go on ahead," protecting her and taking control of the situation. The girl runs away saying sorry, leaving Jyanome alone with the two guys. Jyanome briefly worries that her face might have scared her too. The delinquents then turn their attention to Jyanome, mocking her and getting aggressive for letting the girl go. Even though she stands her ground, Jyanome is actually nervous, thinking that no matter how many times she faces people like them, delinquents are still scary to her. Still, she clenches her fist, determined to protect the girl despite her fear. Just as things get tense, Kuwabara shows up. He calmly steps in asking, "Is there a problem?" and then firmly adds that Jyanome is his friend. Kuwabara steps in further, calmly telling the guys that if there's a problem, they can deal with him instead. His quiet confidence intimidates them, and they hesitate, unsure how to respond. At the same time, Jyanome quickly tries to protect him, warning that the guys are dangerous and telling him to stay back. But he just smiles apologetically, saying he kept her waiting, acting completely unfazed. The delinquents suddenly panic and run away. Kuwabara casually points it out, saying, "See over there," while Jyanome is surprised, wondering why they fled so quickly. He just laughs it off, saying they're fast, while she's left confused. As they walk away, Kuwabara notices first that she tied her hair up and asks about it. Jyanome then casually brushes it off, saying it was just because it was hot, not wanting to admit she switched into her delinquent mode. He smiles and compliments her, saying it looks good tied up, which makes her flustered. She then thinks that even if her training isn't working, yet spending time with him like this isn't so bad. At night, Kuwabara walks Jyanome home. She tells him he doesn't have to do that every time, but he casually replies that it's dangerous for a girl to walk alone. As they say goodbye, he smiles and says, "Okay, good night," treating her completely normally. Watching him, Jyanome realizes that being with him makes her feel like a normal high school girl, and she softly says goodnight, touched by how naturally he treats her. Jyanome returns home, greets her family, and heads to her room. Exhausted, she flops onto her bed with a sigh. Thinking back on the day, she realizes she ended up showing her delinquent face again and feels frustrated with herself. Still, she resolves not to waste Kuwabara's support and decides she needs to control herself better. The scene shifts to Kuwabara. Jyanome reflects that at school, he just seems like a clumsy, scatterbrained guy. But despite that, he doesn't fear her at all and treats her completely normally. Meanwhile, Kuwabara arrives home smiling as he says, "I'm home." When he gets home, instead of a normal house, he's entering what looks like a yakuza-style residence, and a group of intimidating men immediately bow deeply to him, calling out, "Welcome home, young master." Kuwabara arrives home and is loudly greeted by the men, but he casually tells them to keep it down. They explain that the boss, his grandfather, has stepped out, which has everyone on edge. Kuwabara realizes his grandpa isn't home, and they tell him to handle things while he's gone. Someone comments that Kuwabara is reliable and worthy of being the next leader of the Shogaku group. Inside, Kuwabara thinks about how fun the day was and hopes he's actually helping Jyanome. Jyanome pumps herself up, telling herself she can't stay depressed and that she's definitely going to change. Lying in her room, she resolves to become a gentle, calm, cute girl. Kuwabara and Jyanome looks forward to their next training session. Jyanome introduces herself, saying she's trying to give up her delinquent ways to become a cute high school girl with help from Kuwabara, who isn't afraid of her. After school, they practice making cute expressions together, and today they're doing it at a cafe. At the cafe, the cheerful worker greets them, but when Jyanome tries to order, her intense expression scares the staff. She awkwardly manages to ask for a strawberry chocolate special, while Kuwabara calmly orders a tuna salad crepe. After ordering, the staff excitedly presents a limited edition Gentle Nyan friendship keychain as a bonus for customers who order together. Kuwabara is impressed, and Jyanome shyly, but happily thanks them, flustered by the friend's implication. Jyanome gets super excited about the Gentle Nyan keychain, saying it's exactly what she wanted. Kuwabara reminds her not to forget about the crepes, and she happily agrees. As they walk, she explains the keychain is nostalgic because she used to have one she loved, but lost it, while Kuwabara listens. Jyanome calls out to Kuwabara and shows him the two keychains, telling him he can choose whichever one he wants. He's surprised and asks if he can really have one, and she casually says of course since she only got them because they came together. Jyanome gets a bit flustered, and while trying to brush it off admits she thinks he might not be that happy receiving something from her. Then she hesitantly explains the real reason. It's because items like that are usually something friends give to each other. Kuwabara is shocked and blurts out that of course they're friends. Jyanome is caught off guard and quietly questions it, unsure if that's really how he sees them. He hesitates, worried he might have misunderstood their relationship, while she reflects on the word friends with uncertainty. After Jyanome shyly agrees they're friends, Kuwabara feels relieved and happy. As they walk, he chooses one of the keychains, but then questions himself, asking if he was really the right person for her to give it to, even saying she could have given it to someone else. Jyanome snaps back at Kuwabara, saying if she had other friends, she wouldn't be asking him to be her partner for this training, making it clear he does matter to her. Kuwabara accepts her point, but she quickly gets defensive and insists she did have normal friends before too. Then she turns the conversation around and asks about him, questioning what his situation is with friends. Jyanome points out that Kuwabara seems to have plenty of friends at school, so she finds it strange that he chooses to spend time with her after school. Kuwabara pauses, quietly eating as he thinks about how to respond. Kuwabara recalls his childhood. His father would drop him off and tell him to behave, but other kids avoided him. They whispered that his family did bad things, and said he didn't even have a mom, so they shouldn't play with him, leaving him isolated. In this flashback, a young Janome Mayumi is introduced to the class as a new transfer student. The teacher tells everyone she'll be their classmate starting today. While the other kids are gathered together, Kuwabara watches from a distance, thinking a new friend, but also feeling like it has nothing to do with him. Young Mayumi dominates a playground game, knocking others down and bragging about another win. She mocks the other as weak and asks for stronger opponents, showing her tough, intimidating personality early on. Mayumi notices Kuwabara sitting alone and decides to make herself the leader and thinks to approach him. When another guy tries to stop her, they warn her that everyone avoids him because of rumors about his family doing shady things. Mayumi listens, but doesn't seem convinced. Mayumi ignores the warnings, walks up to Kuwabara, and suddenly challenges him to a fight. Declaring that after beating everyone she'll be the leader, she directly targets him as her next opponent. Kuwabara says he's fine and doesn't want to fight, but Mayumi refuses. She insists winning means defeating everyone. When he asks if he's included in that, she brushes it off and simply asks for his name instead. Kuwabara introduces himself as Hayashi K, smiling shyly. Mayumi accepts it and later declares that she'll defeat him tomorrow, treating it like the start of their rivalry. As K leaves, he happily says goodbye to Mayumi and promises to see her tomorrow. When his dad arrives, K runs to him excitedly and starts to say that for the first time something meaningful happened. K tries to talk to his dad, but his dad brushes him off, saying he's tired and they'll talk later. K forces a smile and says okay, but ends up quietly apologizing, showing he's used to being ignored. K's dad drops him off, tells him to be good, and leaves. K quietly accepts it, then stands alone while the other kids play together, highlighting his isolation. Mayumi happily greets K and invites him to play, but the two other girls leave once he joins. K hesitates and asks if that's really okay, but Mayumi brushes it off and insists it doesn't matter. Mayumi excitedly runs up to K and drags him into play again, declaring they'll continue their fight and that she'll beat him this time. While K, surprised but happy, agrees. K starts to feel genuinely happy, like he's not alone anymore, and hopes things can stay that way. But later he's left waiting by himself, realizing his dad is late again. A different man shows up late with a group of intimidating guys and says he's there to pick K up. When K asks who he is, the man just laughs. The man reveals he's actually K's grandfather, his dad's father, explaining that after K's dad left, this was his final goodbye. The grandfather tells K that his dad asked him to take care of him, so from now on he'll be part of the Kuwabara family. Meanwhile, Mayumi is shocked to learn K is suddenly moving away right now. Mayumi runs after K to stop him, then shyly gives him the matching keychain, the Friends charm, as a parting gift. K realizes the keychain says Friends, tearing up as it sinks in. Mayumi smiles and asks him to play together again someday, and he emotionally agrees. 10 years later, K is in high school with friends, looking more open and normal. When he glances outside, he notices a girl below, hinting at a reunion or connection to Mayumi. K sees the girl and recognizes her. It's Mayumi. He hesitates, unsure how to approach after so many years, then calls out Mayumi-chan. K reunites with Mayumi after 10 years, but she doesn't recognize him at first. When he calls her name, it clicks. But instead of a warm reunion, she gets upset and confronts him, asking why he didn't tell her who he was. K admits it's a secret and doesn't directly tell her who he is. He says it's okay if she doesn't remember, since they're still spending time together like this. Mayumi gets frustrated, but he brushes it off playfully, keeping his identity hidden for now. Mayumi reflects on the word friends while holding the charm. She decides to keep it safe this time. Kei returns home to the Kuwabara family. A servant notices the charm on his bag and points out it used to be attached to his house keys, mentioning that Kei once said it was something important, hinting at how much the gift from Mayumi still means to him. Both Kei and Mayumi hold onto the same charm, each calling it a new friend. Despite everything, it symbolizes their shared past and connection. Once again, we are being told about how Mayumi decides to leave behind her delinquent image and become a cute high school girl. Kei casually answers Mayumi's questions about his routine, revealing he just uses basic shampoo, doesn't really use conditioner, washes his face with bar soap, and even uses his fingers instead of a hairbrush. Mayumi is shocked by how simple and bare-bones Kei's self-care habits are. While she had been trying to learn more about him by observing what he buys, she didn't expect everything to be so minimal. Kei, on the other hand, doesn't see any issue and calmly asks what's wrong. Mayumi admits she had built up a whole fantasy in her head, that everything Kei used would be cute, and that if she used the same thing she might become cute too. Instead, she's hit with the reality that his choices are super plain, which leaves her flustered and disappointed. Kei casually apologizes, not really seeing the big deal, and brushes it off. The moment ends with them continuing their shopping, while Kei says he has one more thing in mind. Kei picks up a knife sharpener, while Mayumi connects it to cooking and becoming more feminine, and convinces herself that if Kei is buying it, she should too. So she impulsively decides to get one as well, turning even this plain item into part of her becoming cute plan. As they finish shopping, Mayumi reflects on everything Kei bought and realizes none of it was cute like she imagined. Kei casually explains that this is just normal stuff guys use. That's when it clicks for her. Being cute isn't about the items you use, but about the person themselves. When Kei asks what cute is, Mayumi starts seriously questioning what that actually means. She lists all the things she used to associate with it. Frills, ribbons, soft looks, the ideal image of a girly girl, but realizes she doesn't truly understand it. She struggles to answer, joking that it's such a big, vague concept it might as well be an unsolved mystery. Mayumi is surrounded by cosmetics, accessories, and beauty products, making her even more aware of how vague the idea of cuteness really is. Kei then points out that items like cosmetics are often considered cute, trying to give a more concrete example. When they step into the cosmetics section, Mayumi gets completely overwhelmed. Everything is so sparkly, trendy, and intentionally cute that it feels way beyond her level. She panics, saying the cuteness level is too high and that the place feels like sacred ground for naturally cute girls. Seeing how overwhelmed Mayumi is, Kei gently suggests that since it's just the two of them, they can take their time and look around together. His calm, casual attitude helps ease the pressure. Mayumi, still nervous but encouraged by him being there, agrees. At the cosmetics section, Mayumi is still a bit shy at first, carefully trying things like testers and looking unsure. Kei stays beside her, relaxed and encouraging. As she starts exploring more, she finds cute items like heart-shaped brushes and decorative makeup, and her reaction flips completely. She gets excited, enthusiastically showing Kei what she finds, calling everything super cute. Mayumi gets completely overwhelmed by how cute everything in the cosmetics section is. She even considers grabbing a basket and buying everything, but stops herself because she can't afford it all. While trying to choose just one item, she notices a display with the phrase, "Create Cute." She freezes on that realization, seriously reconsidering what cute actually means as the concept starts to shift in her mind. Mayumi connects the idea of creating cute to makeup, specifically lipstick. She starts wondering if something like that could actually make her look cute too. She's hesitant, thinking becoming cute isn't something that can just happen instantly. But Kei keeps it simple and encouraging, telling her to treat it like part of her training and just try it out using a tester. Instead of overthinking, he nudges her to pick a color she likes and experiment, reinforcing the idea that cuteness is something you can build step by step, not something you either have or don't. Mayumi, still nervous but determined, decides to try it. She picks a lipstick color and carefully tests it, treating it like part of her training. After applying it, she hesitantly asks Kei how it looks. When he sees her, he's genuinely stunned. After Mayumi tries the lipstick, Kei reacts enthusiastically, praising the color and calling it a beautiful red, then compares it to fresh blood, which is unexpectedly intense. That throws the mood off, and Mayumi points out that it's actually labeled cherry red. Even so, Kei still thinks it looks great on her. Kei reins himself in a bit and admits the shade might actually be a little too bold for Mayumi. Then he shifts approach. Instead of something intense, he picks out a brighter, softer-looking color and suggests she try that one instead. Mayumi hesitates at how bright it is, but Kei encourages her, telling her to just trust him and give it a shot. Mayumi tries the new, brighter lipstick Kei suggested and looks at herself in the mirror. Kay points out that her face looks brighter with this shade, and she can clearly see the difference herself. She's surprised and impressed, realizing that the right color can actually change how she looks in a natural, flattering way. She even jokes that Kay seems like some kind of color expert, while genuinely acknowledging how helpful his suggestion was. Kay casually admits he chose the lipstick color because he thought it would suit Mayumi. That hits her. She realizes it really does look good on her. Seeing the color on her skin, she starts to accept it. This shade actually fits her not just in theory, but in practice. With newfound confidence, she makes a clear decision. She's going to buy that lipstick. Back home, Mayumi looks at the lipstick again and reflects on Kay's choice, realizing it's a brighter color than she would have ever picked for herself. She admits to herself that it's a really cute color. Mayumi tries using lipstick for the first time after Kay helps her pick a color that suits her. Encouraged by his support, she decides to wear it to school. She feels excited and proud of herself for taking the step, but also nervous, wondering if people will notice or talk to her or see her differently now that she's trying to be cute. Mayumi goes to school wearing the lipstick, hoping people will notice, but no one reacts at all. Instead of getting attention, she feels like people are avoiding her even more, which frustrates and confuses her. Realizing no one noticed her change, Mayumi feels disappointed and thinks she was too optimistic. She convinces herself it's fine and that inner qualities matter more, but still wants to improve, deciding to practice smiling next, especially by watching Kay more. Mayumi practices a cute smile by copying what she imagines, telling herself that if she keeps at it, she'll get there someday. When Kay shows up and asks if she called him, she turns toward him with her practiced expression. Mayumi talks with Kay during lunch and realizes that even small changes like lipstick don't get noticed, but being able to casually talk with him is still progress. However, she suddenly tells him not to talk to her at school. We see Kay saying about her lipstick color. He directly compliments her, telling Mayumi that the color really does suit her. After Kay leaves, Mayumi is left sitting there, clearly affected by his words. She touches her chest, surprised and a bit flustered. She realizes that Kay actually noticed her. Something small like her lipstick didn't matter to others, but it mattered to him. Then the scene shifts. It's raining, and Kay is walking with another guy under an umbrella. Looking at a brutal scene where several people have been taken down, he comments that someone neutralized them in a flashy way. The other guy casually analyzes the situation, noting the victims seem like Western assassins who didn't reveal anything. Another person recognizes Kay, calling him young master, and mentions this is the gang people have been talking about. Kay says that the guy went overboard with the blood at the scene, but he casually brushes it off, joking that it might be because the knife Kay bought was too sharp. Another man says to head back so he doesn't catch a cold, and he agrees casually, as if nothing serious just happened. Kay looks at the blood and thinks, this color, it's filthy. He recalls how the same red color, when worn by Jyanome, looked beautiful. He starts questioning why that is. At first he wonders if it's just because one is makeup, but then realizes that's not the real reason. He concludes that the difference comes from the person. It's not the color itself that makes something cute or beautiful. It's who it's on. Kay looks at photos of Jyanome on his phone and quietly realizes something important. He thinks she's already more than just cute. Meanwhile, there's a comedic cut to Jyanome at home trying to cook, where she clumsily cuts her finger again and panics.